What's up everybody, I'm quickly interrupting ahead of this video. Welcome to the channel of course, but quickly wanted to shout out the Signal group we have, which is a group in which I share all of my trades. For example, also this maker trade that we took over the course of this week. But we also, for example, bought Bitcoin at 101,000, which hopefully it's still trading higher at this point of time, but it went to 107,000. But I also released a new trading guide in which I fully explain one of the main strategies that I use to trade. So not only will you get profitable signals, you're also able to learn how to become a profitable trader yourself. So if you want to join, that sounds interesting, links will be down in the description. For now, enjoy the video. Bye. Good morning everybody, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, hope you had a good weekend, and welcome to this new video right here on Ondo. We're going to do a full update. We'll talk briefly about the fundamentals as I always do with Ondo. My apologies, and then we'll get to the technicals. Technically we have to update it. The last time I covered Ondo I think was last week, either Thursday or Wednesday, which the title of that video was Last Chance to Buy, in which we accurately predicted this move down into this general area around 75 cents. So if you watched that video and you saw that and you bought Ondo, congratulations, it's up about 8-9% I think from that area right now. But I do have some bad news as well, is that, you know, and personally I bought Ondo with this spike down as well. Right, so it's 75 cents is a major psychological support level, but in this case, and just, you know, outside of a psychological support level, also just a strong technical support level, right? It's more than just a psychological level. But outside of that, we also had a major trend line coming in there. So I already said last time, you know, that's the main support level to look for buys. So I bought there as well. So you should know that I'm potentially a little bit biased, but you should also remember that when I tell you right now, that I do think we can revisit that level and potentially even break down below that. All right, and that is what I wanted to talk about in this video. That means that the title of the last video of Last Chance to Buy is incorrect, right? I think we might actually, dependent on the fundamentals, but I think we might actually have another chance to buy there. But we'll talk about that. First of all, let's briefly look at the fundamentals. The fundamentals, in my opinion, or at least as far as I know, are still as good as ever. The total value locked at this point of time for Ondo is about $1.36 billion. It's still growing. It hasn't grown too much since the last time I covered it, but ultimately it is still growing. There's no downtrend seen anywhere on the chart here for Ondo, so that's great news. But there's also not much fundamentally going on, right? I mean, personally, I would still like to see some sort of US-based equities markets, for example, which they are working on most likely. But that's like things like that can make the price go up even more, right? But at this point of time, the fundamentals are quite steady. They're good, but they're steady, right? So that's not really going to affect the price. And then if we take a look at the technicals, see, the main problem I have with Ondo right now is that the volume right here with this bottom was quite good, right? So we have a very strong support level, and the touch we've had so far was pretty good as well. It's the highest volume we've had basically since the 23rd of May. And then before that, the 12th of May, right? So this is quite significant volume. However, if you compare this volume to other times we made a significant bottom, it's actually quite low, right? So it is high relative to the price action or relative to the volume in the last month. It's not that high compared to the volume in the last year, I would say, or at least the last half year compared to other times we made bottoms. And then outside of that, we have fundamentals that, you know, even though the start of this week was actually quite optimistic. I mean, if you take a look at the S&P 500, so that's the stock market. If you take a look at the pre-market price of that, it's actually up, right? So it's actually higher than it was trading last week. So that signals a little bit of optimism, but ultimately the fundamental situation is still unclear. So that's in combination with the fact that we also haven't hit that third touch of the trend line yet, makes me think that, and we also have some major resistance levels still right here between 0.83 and 0.87, makes me think that we can revisit that level once more if the fundamentals turn sour again. If the fundamentals stay good and we see potential de-escalation, for example, this was the bottom, and we'll just consolidate right here and probably afterwards also get a move into 90 cents again, and probably also back into 98, 97 cents, which is the top of the range. But I do think one more move down into that level, given the fundamental situation right now, is most likely before getting a move like this. But those are my thoughts. I'll keep you updated on that. If you're interested in a buy signal for Ondo like that, consider joining the signal group we have, in which I also shared that buy area. But that's it for now. So thank you for watching. Have a great week, and bye.